Okay, so again, follow along, pick out the important things here. I'm sure everyone's seen low kicks before. There's a few things that we need to understand about Yiquan kicking, and if you haven't got the basics, then go back to the basics series where I explain the three we've got tons of different kinds of kicks, low leg attacks, but the three basic kicks that we start with: front kick, round kick, side kick. The important thing, first of all, is how we use Farley in each one with kicks. So most of the kick, as we've talked about before, is travelling distance. And we're going to come back to that shortly, and I'll give you some exercises that help you develop that skill. The Farley comes from the core of the body. The next thing of importance that we really need to understand, and that's what this video is about different kinds of ranges and footwork and incorporating these low-level attacks, because it's not just about the theory or the template posture. It's about adapting that into live situations. So all of these kick drills, you'll notice we're using all of our, or most of our basic techniques. All of those basic footwork techniques that we looked at in the footwork videos, you can apply with kicks. So you've got to drill those relentlessly over and over and over again, remembering not to lock out the posture against the knee or anything like that. Train quite relaxed for most of the time, and then bringing it into contact, first of all, with a lighter bag, which is what we're doing here, and that will teach you about how to structure it, how to set the posture, how to arc the posture, which is how the legs work to well, it's kind of like rooting, but when you hit something, obviously when you hit it with a kick, it pushes you back, so you've got to know how to lean into the posture so that it pushes back against the rear leg and things like that. And you only get that from starting to hit objects that give you some kind of feedback. So you have to look carefully here. There's all different kinds of ranges going on, and some postures where I'm leaning back more, some postures where I'm leaning in more. You know, you have to lean back more sometimes so that you don't get smacked in the face. Sometimes you've got to lean in more. You've got to use different kinds of footwork. You've got to practice things that are quite awkward, and you've got to think about these. So you'll notice some of the things that I'm doing, but you've got to think about it very proactively when you're training, when you're doing your drills, thinking about different kinds of ranges, kicking, and then what you do, moving in and out, skirmish, and so on. So we've got a range of different things and different parts of the foot that you can kick with. So you'll notice sometimes a kick with the shin for a round kick, sometimes a kick with the instep, which is a key technique from Sandar. And of course we've got these idiots who say there's no such thing as a round kick in each one. Don't listen to those people. They don't know what they're talking about. Each one is every technique and no technique. So watch carefully, think about all the different variations, use the footwork techniques that we've learned as the structure, the scientific structure, because if you can master all of those, then all the infinite possible different variations between those will add up to pretty much everything that you'll ever need in your martial arts career. But be very creative in your drills, be very thoughtful, mindful, think about what you're practicing and why. Always remembering it's not about fighting, it's about fight training. Fight training, everything being geared towards the reality of the context of the fight.
Show.